Hi my little brush flies, welcome back to my channel Brushfly MUA. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mercedes, I'm the face behind Brushfly MUA. And if you are new, remember to hit that subscribe button. If you're not, welcome back. So today I am testing out some L'Oreal products. I have a small handful here. I have 5 items, 2 are samples, 3 are full-size products. I have a lipstick, mascara, foundation, a serum and a moisturiser. So as you can see, I have nothing on my face. I look, I definitely need some product on my face. Do excuse the breakouts. It's that time of the month where it happens. So what I'm going to start with is this one, which is the L'Oreal Paris 1.5% hyaluronic acid anti-wrinkle serum. I thought this would be quite good to try because obviously I am in my 30s, those wrinkles are sneaking in, and I thought this would be a really good sample to test out and try. I do have some information on L'Oreal as well. This is going to be a bit like a brand kind of deep dive video. I thought I would use some of their products, have a chat about L'Oreal, and yeah, go from there. So the first one I'm going to try is this one. And I really like the colour of the packaging. If anyone knows me, they know I love purple. So the fact that this packaging is purple means I'm already in love. Oh wow, that came out really quick. That is really watery, but hopefully is really nice. So I'm just going to apply it to my face. I haven't got any product on at all. Ooh. It's really runny, but it feels really silky smooth. And it smells nice. It really reminds me of something from like when I was a teenager. And I did used to use L'Oreal more when I was younger. Like, it's one of those brands that since I've come on YouTube, like I've been testing out so much, and I kind of forgot to go back to some of my old favourites. I used to love the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara. That used to be a tippy top favourite of mine once upon a time, but yeah, I think lately I've just tested out so much I kind of forget what my old favourites are and were. Maybe I should buy that one again. Like, if you've been here with my channel for some time, you will know that I've had such a mare with mascara this year. Like, really and truly, I probably should have gone and got some of my old favourites and given them a retest. Because some new ones this year I just have not gotten on with. Okay, so this serum is on. My skin feels really nice and smooth. And I do suffer from really dry, dehydrated skin, which is part of the reason I really wanted to try this. So it does say it's a Revitalift filler, hyaluronic acid, anti-wrinkle, visibly hydrates, smooths and replumps. So yeah, feels nice. See how I get on with that one underneath my makeup. So the next sample we have is the L'Oreal Paris Revitalift filler, hyaluronic acid, SPF 50 day cream, I'm guessing. Must be day cream if it says SPF. You're not going to wear SPF at night, are you? So this is deep replumping anti-aging, feels wrinkles, replumps skin. Again, has that really nice purple packaging. So I'm all like fingers and thumbs today. Ooh, smells nice. Okay, so that is what this one looks like. I think I would have needed like a bigger sample, or maybe like 2. Just because when my skin is so dry, I do tend to put on more cream than the average person. And it does have SPF in, which I'm a little bit worried about because SPF can make me break out. We'll give it a go. Okay, so the cream is actually quite highly perfumed. If you're not really into scented products, this one might not be for you, but does feel really nice. Kind of gives like a tacky finish, which could be good for those that don't like to use a primer. If you like to use a primer, then this is still good because it's going to grip onto your makeup, but yeah, it feels quite nice. And like I said, it's highly perfumed, but it's a really nice fresh scent. It's nothing too horrendous. It's actually quite nice. Don't have an eye cream or anything from them or a primer, so I'm just going to go ahead and do my eye cream, primer, and then we'll jump into foundation. Okay, so I've done my eye cream, but I thought I might actually do my primer on screen because it's from Maybelline. And let me just grab my notes, because L'Oreal are actually like one of the biggest makeup mothership companies going. They own a good chunk of companies. I think at the time I'm filming, I've had a hunt through the internet and I think I found 39 brands that are under the L'Oreal belt, and that is like consumer brands, professional brands, skincare, the works, and Maybelline is one of them. So the drugstore-y type brands that L'Oreal own at the moment is obviously L'Oreal Paris. Like, it is a drugstore brand. I think they have a very good price point. Most of the products I bought today, they were around the £10 mark. The most expensive one was 13. And actually L'Oreal has been named like the #1 beauty brand because they are so inclusive, diverse, and they have so many brands under their belt. It's kind of made them the #1. So yeah, they have L'Oreal, Maybelline New York, they have Garnier, which if any of you watch my channel, I use Garnier micellar water all the time. I love their rose cleansing milk. I'm always using Garnier for my skincare. Maybelline as well, I use a hell of a lot. I love their Fit Me foundation, their Fit Me concealer, primer. There is a lot from Maybelline I do really enjoy as well. NYX, that is a brand under the L'Oreal belt, which I did not know. And I do have to be honest, I've never actually used anything from NYX, but I do know that my sister really likes the brand, so maybe I'm going to have to give them a go. There is also Essie, Stylander, and I cannot say this one, so I hope I don't butcher it. Le Provençal Bio. I've not seen that in any of my local shops, so yeah. But they don't just do like the drugstore. Like if you were to go into Boots, you'd see the makeup counters. You know, you're going to find your L'Oreal style drugstore brands there, but they also do high end, which is otherwise known as L'Oreal Luxe. So they do Lancome, Kiehl's, Giorgio Armani Beauty, YSL, Biotherm, Helena Rubinstein, Shira Mira, It Cosmetics, Urban Decay, Ralph Lauren, Mugler, Victor Rolf, Valentino, Cacharel, Azzaro, Diesel, Yusei, Atelier Cologne, Malson Margarella Paris, Prada, Youth to the People. So, you know, they do quite a lot of high-end, more luxury brands too, not just in the skincare and makeup community or world. They also lean into the perfumes, so there is a lot. But then there's more. So they have their what they call the L'Oreal Active Cosmetics, which is what I consider to be more on the skincare side of things. So they have La Roche-Posay, Vichy, CeraVe, SkinCeuticals, Dior Paris. Hope I said that one right as well. But as well as that, they also have their professional ranges, which is what you're more likely to see in like a hair salon. Because believe it or not, L'Oreal originally started as a hair dye brand. So if in salon use, there's L'Oreal Professional Paris, Keratis or Kerastase. Again, I'm useless with words. Redken, Matrix, Pureology. So as you can see, L'Oreal have many brands and they have been classed into what they call 4 divisions. So with each one, they are tasked with a specific vision for beauty in its own personal market. So you have the professional products division, consumer products division, L'Oreal Luxe division, and active cosmetics division. So you've got the drugstore, the high-end, the skincare, the hair brands, which I think is actually really cool. So what I'm going to do now is put my notes back down, and I'm actually going to apply my primer. Obviously I have let my skincare soak in now, so I think it's been enough time. So I can go ahead and apply this one. So this one is the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser Primer. So like I said, Maybelline is owned by, or you know, mothershipped by L'Oreal, and I do have to say this primer is one of my tippy top favourites at the moment. It's a really good primer. It has like quite a strong silicone-y way about it. It really does blur your pores. Like, if you really don't want them to be seen, this is a good one. I do think it has a slightly strange smell. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it does smell a bit different to, say, what L'Oreal smells like. But it's not bad, it's not horrendous. It works. Okay, so I now need to play with this, which is their foundation. So this is the L'Oreal Paris Infallible 24-hour matte cover. I've got the shade 25 Ivory Rose, or Rose Ivory. I really hope it's a good match for me. I was in Boots today and I was at the counter and I was having like a little play with all the testers trying to find the right one. Me and my daughter have decided this one matched me the most. So this is meant to be a mattifying and high coverage long wear foundation, goes lightweight and super natural, 24-hour finish and shine control, high concentration of pigments in an ultra fluid texture for high coverage with a second skin finish, non-comedogenic, shake well before use. So let's give it a shake. I'm actually really pleased that it says it's non-comedogenic, because I've probably butchered that word, but that is really good for people that suffer with like acne or breakouts, that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm really pleased about that. So let's give this a go. So I'm just going to, seems okay so far. Now normally I'm not a fan of the squeezy tube when it comes to foundations. I would much prefer a pump, but I do have to say I kind of like the fact that it goes into a point. I've got other foundations where you just open them and it's like flat against there, and I don't know, it just comes out really messy. Whereas I kind of like the fact that this has a tip and you can kind of put it where you want. Still not my favourite, but I'm not going to grumble. If the formula is nice, no need to grumble. So just going to dot it where I want it. Hopefully I've not done too much. Just going to grab my foundation brush. This is just a B by Superdrug one. It does have a tiny bit of foundation from this morning, but I haven't had a chance to clean my brushes today. So what I like to do at the moment is go in with my brush and then I go over with my sponge and I just try to smooth out the texture a bit more. Okay, so that is this one on. It is very heavy, very heavy coverage, which is good. So it is quite matte. Sometimes when I have like a matte foundation, because I do have really dry skin, but sometimes I really want that heavy coverage matte look, but my skin can make it look very cakey, I will add in something like this, which is a skin illuminator. And I just put a blob on my hand, then put the foundation on, mix it together, and then I apply it like normal. So maybe the next time I wear this foundation, I might try that to see how it looks and how I feel about it. At the moment, it seems fine. I don't think it's the type of foundation I would want to put powder over the top of with my dry skin. If you are more on the oily side, you might want to set it down with that. But yeah, I think I need to do some concealing. I'm not going to do too much because this is a heavy coverage foundation. Don't think I need too much. Yeah, obviously we are losing natural light. I'm filming this very late in the day, so although it looks okay under this lighting, I'm not really going to tell till tomorrow when I wear it again if it really is a true colour match to me. Oh, and the concealer I'm using is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. Like I said earlier, I do love me a bit of Maybelline. Okay, so that's my concealer done. I now need to add some bronzer, blush and highlight. I don't have anything from L'Oreal at the moment, so I'm just going to quickly apply that before I get on to the next stage. Okay, so I've done my blush, bronzer, highlight. Hopefully it's looking okay on camera, although I have a little mirror here that I'm looking in. Because the light is not that bright now, I am not 100% sure what I look like. So, going back to some of my notes, when I was researching L'Oreal, I have to say I'm kind of intrigued, and I was quite impressed with like their company morals. They understand that beauty needs and wants vary from person to person, culture to culture and country to country. So they have amassed a huge and diverse portfolio of brands to accommodate as many consumers and people as possible. So beauty can reach almost everyone, which I think is a really good thing because makeup and beauty is very personal to each individual person. There's no one size fits all to makeup. You know, what I really like, my sister doesn't like. And the same with what I like, my friends don't really like. It all depends on personal preference, skin tone, skin type, you know, makeup wants and needs. I really enjoy most of the time a really vibrant eye look, whereas other people I know go for a really neutral eye look. So I think it's really good that L'Oreal have such a huge, diverse brand following and everything, because they can reach out to more people, and yeah, I just really like that. They also want the world to have a huge and perfect choice of brands for all beauty dreams and desires. Not only do they offer a whole range of brands, but they also offer a range of price points too. So what I mean by that is, if you have quite a tight budget, they have more of the drugstore type brands like Maybelline and even L'Oreal Paris itself. They are more on the drugstore point side of things. Like if you need a full face of makeup, you could quite easily go to one of them and spend a lesser amount than if you were to go to a more luxury style brand. So I think that's really good as well. But they also have those luxury style brands in their bracket if you prefer a more luxe style to your makeup. So yeah, I think they are a really interesting brand to discover, and we'll talk about them a bit more in a minute. I'm gonna jump in and use this new mascara. So this comes in what I believe is 3 types. There's like a red tube, this tube, and I think it was a purple tube, or was it a blue tube? There's like 3 different types of this, and the one I've got is the Pro XXL volume. It's in the silver tube, and it comes in like 2 sections. So section number 1 is an eyelash primer. Section number 2 is the actual mascara product. So normally, I do have to admit, I am not overly impressed with eyelash primers usually. I've tried a few from quite a few different brands. Most of the time I just kind of feel they're a bit more hard work than what you need. I would rather just grab a mascara wand, apply mascara and run out the door. But I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, because maybe the eyelash primers I've tried before have just not been great formulas. Maybe if this one is a good formula and I really like it, maybe I can be swayed into the lash primer world. But what I do have to say is, on the actual mascara, I really like the look of that wand. I like the fact that it's got that curve to it and it's not too thick. I have really short stubby lashes, and I find like a curved skinny wand is so much better for me, because it means I can get right in there and I don't end up usually tending to get the mascara all over my face. Whereas with thicker, chunkier wands, I make a complete mess. So I'm actually really impressed by that. I think the other tubes, the red one and the other colour, they have slightly different wands depending on your preference. So I do like that. The fact that they have gone ahead and given you a choice of wands, I think is fantastic. So let's go ahead and test out this primer. So as you can tell, it's just a white primer. I mean, it's really funny because I have quite light lashes anyway, but I'm making them lighter. It looks really funny. And another thing I like to do, say if you do buy this and you really like the mascara side but you're not too keen on the primer side, Halloween and Christmas are coming up. So what I like to do, because it tends to be a white in the primer side, I will do like an eyeshadow look or a makeup look, and then I will just dab on the primary bits that are white on the tips of my lashes, and it gives them like a different dimension, a different just look about my lashes. If you can hear any like squeaking or like doors closing, it's the weekend, my kids are at home. But yeah, that's just another way to use it. Say if you do really like this product but the primer side is not your favourite, you can still use it. Okay, so I do hope you can see that. That is just the primer applied to my lashes. I don't know whether you're meant to leave it to dry for a little while or not. They're chatting. Perhaps I will leave it to dry for a minute or two, just because I think if it's wet and then you put the black over the top, you're going to turn it more grey. So yeah, I might give it a minute to just dry down. Okay, so while we wait for it to dry down for a minute or two, let's go through L'Oreal's history. So in 1909 to 1956, I just closed my eyeshadow palette, that was the noise. A man called Eugene Schweller, I hope I said that right, who was a young chemist, founded the company that was to become L'Oreal, or aka the L'Oreal Group. It actually started with one of the first hair dyes that he formulated and sold to the hairdressers in Paris and France, or Parisian hairdressers, and he became the, what I want to say, I don't know if it's the right word, but like the model of research and innovation in the service of beauty. You know, he was the main person to start it. He was the main inspiration behind it. So yeah, that's a really fascinating fact, the fact that L'Oreal now sells makeup, skincare, other bits and bobs, but it started off with hair dye. And I do have to say that one of my favourite hair products has to be this. So this is the L'Oreal Paris Dark Brown Magic Retouch Instant Root Concealer Spray. I cannot live without this. I'm naturally blonde and I dye my hair dark. I use this every few weeks. When my roots start growing through, I just give it a quick spray where my parting is, and then it looks like my roots are not growing out at all. My hair looks nice. I love this. The amount of cans of this spray I have gone through over the years, I've lost count. I adore this. It's really, really good. So the fact that they started off as a hair dye brand company, I can totally see it, because one of my favourite products is hair related. But of course they do go into the makeup side of things. So in 1957 to 1983, they have Le Grand L'Oreal. So they have a chairman, Francis Daly, who at the helm of the group, they start to expand internationally. Their motto changes to seize new opportunities, or savour. Oh no, I cannot say the French version of it. It's like savour, saisir, si qui commence. I'm so sorry to the French people of the world. That was butchered. If you can say that properly, I would love to know how you actually say that. But you know, seize new opportunities. So products like L'Oreal Elnet Hairspray, the Majorelle hair colorants, they started to pop up, as well as a few different releases. 1984 to 1987, they sort of titled this on their website as the Adventure Period. So L'Oreal Beauty is a scientific adventure. So succeeding Francis Daly is Charles Zverck, a pioneer in development and research. Within these years, L'Oreal growth is greatly increased, driven by investments and research, alongside strategic product launches, some of which make history. Then in 1988 to 2005, they become the #1 in the beauty industry. Lindsay Owen-Jones becomes the management, and under her, the group becomes the world leader in cosmetics through their worldwide presence of their brands and some other acquisitions that they make. So 2006 to today, diversity of beauty worldwide. So Jean-Paul Agon becomes Chief Executive Officer. The goal, or ultimate goal, becomes beauty for all. They grow with such a great portfolio of brands and enter the 21st century as a powerhouse of ambition to embrace diversity and inclusion. They also become more driven by new ethical and socially responsible initiatives. They want and become more environmentally and digitally responsible. So I can definitely see that in the brand. They definitely have become more responsible, you know, like retouching photos. That is not such a big thing anymore. That is definitely more of a, people want the more natural look. They can see what these products actually do, not what a computer or Photoshop editor can do. It's nice to see what the products look like in real life. So I actually really think the whole L'Oreal motto and ethos is really damn good. So I think that has given my primer enough time to dry down. So let's grab my eyeshadow palette and let's grab side number 2 with the beautiful curved wand. God, this is really hard to hold. Not the the eyeshadow palette I'm using as my mirror, because it's such a long one. Okay, I can already see. I hope you can see on my camera. It's not the best camera for like trying to see lashes, but this has made my lashes look really nice. And I don't have the best lashes. I have really sparse lashes. They're very short and stubby. But I actually think that the primer has definitely built up a bit more length on them for me. And obviously going in with this, definitely a lot more volume. So far, so good. And I like the fact that I can just get in there to my under eye lashes. It's not hitting my under eye area. So I'm just going to hop off and do the other eye. But as you can see at the moment, this is just the primer side. This is both of them on. I'm really pleased with how it looks. Okay, so this is the look with the mascara now done. I do have to say I am actually really impressed with this mascara at first glance. It seems to like do wonders for my lashes. I have, like I said, really short, sparse lashes. They don't ever really show up that well. This has made them look really, really nice. I am really, really impressed. I do have like one weak eye and one stronger eye. My right side, the lashes always tend to look a bit better. The left hand side always tends to just look a bit, yeah. But you know, I actually think both sides kind of look okay today. I didn't put any eyeshadow on today just because I wanted to see how this truly worked, and I didn't want to distract myself away from the mascara with eyeshadow. But at first glance, I do really like it. Am I swayed by the eye primer? Maybe. Maybe I am at the minute. I actually really like the way my lashes look, so maybe the eye primer has helped. What I might do during the week is use it without the primer one day and see how my lashes fare up. Then I'll know whether the primer actually does anything to my lashes. But at the moment, I could be swayed. So the last thing I have to try from L'Oreal is a lipstick. So this is the Intense Volume Matte 633 in La Rosy Confident. So I have to say I really like the packaging of the lipstick. It looks really sophisticated and stylish. I really like that. I quite like the gold band that's around it as well. So this is what it looks like when you take the lid off. Maybe not as violent as I just did. But I really like the contrasting colours, the gold and the black. It looks really nice. The lipstick shade I chose, I kind of don't want to use it because it has like this little OR symbol in the middle. If you can hear popping sounds, my daughter's playing with slime in the next room. But I chose this shade because it's kind of like a dusty rose, and I thought it looked absolutely beautiful in the shop. But yeah, oh, I'm going to ruin the R, but it'll be fine. So yeah, I just need to try this. Okay, I'm hoping I've put this on straight, because where the lighting has gone quite dim, where we've lost natural light, I can't see very well whether I put it on properly, but I do have to say I really like the shade. Like I said, it's a really pretty dusty rose colour. It's a very comfortable formula. It's like a creamy matte. Like, it feels nourishing and hydrating on the lips, but at the same time it's drying down to like an almost powdery-ish texture, a bit like when you wear a liquid lip and then they dry down and you kind of get the powdery feel to that. This is kind of what it's starting to feel like. Yeah, I do really like that. I really like the shade. I think it's absolutely stunning. So overall, how do I feel about the products that I have tried from L'Oreal today. So the hydrating hyaluronic acid serum, I really like this. It did feel quite watery at the beginning, but the texture afterwards is very smooth, very satin feel to the skin. I did like that. I mean, I love anything hydrating on my skin. I'm going to be honest, if it's hydrating, got hyaluronic acid in it, I'm probably going to love it. So that one for me is a win. The Revitalift anti-aging kind of cream or anti-wrinkle, this one, I like the smell and I did like the way it felt on my skin. But I do have to comment that when I put it on, it did make my skin burn a little. I do wonder whether that's just because it's quite highly perfumed. Maybe the perfume didn't really agree with my skin and made it feel a bit irritated. I'll find out when I take my makeup off. But it also has SPF in. And the annoying thing for me is my skin is a cow bag and I really want a cream with SPF in that I can wear throughout the year and not have to worry about like damaging my skin. But my skin is so sensitive to SPF that usually I put it on and I'll break out like mad. So fingers crossed that tomorrow I'm not going to wake up and be like, oh, I shouldn't have put that on. But so far this one's okay, but I probably wouldn't rush out to buy this one just because of how it made my skin feel. Whereas the serum, I think I would rush out and buy that tomorrow. It really was comfortable when I put it on. It made my skin feel nice. So I think out of the two, the serum is the one I would gravitate towards. Okay, the next one is the foundation. So far, so good. I am kind of liking how it's looking in person in the mirror. I can't see what it looks like on camera, but so far I am really liking this. Yeah, I do have quite a few breakouts. There's still a little bit that shines through, but I could have gone over with the concealer properly, but I didn't want to be too cakey, so that's my personal preference. But I definitely think you could build this up more if you wanted to and have a more heavy coverage look. But like I said earlier, I think you could also pair it up with like an illuminator and make it more of a dewier finish if you really wanted to, or you could mix it slightly with a primer or a moisturiser and sort of dampen down that heavy coverageness. But to be honest, if you're going to do that, you might as well go buy one that's not heavy coverage. I, at the moment, really like this. Sometimes I will go through phases where I actually just want like a really heavy coverage foundation. I want all the uglies to be hidden. This one is going to do it. Downright on the table, that's going to do that. But sometimes I do want a more lighter coverage finish. But for those days I want the heavy coverage, this one I think is on par with one of my favourites, which is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I think they are definitely on the same level. So if you like that one, I think you would like this one too. When I was in the shop as well, their sort of foundation range you could look through, and quite a lot of them have got better ranges. Like it sort of shows you like the cool tones, the neutral tones, the more rosier tones. So I actually really liked that. I didn't properly look at the whole collection as a whole, so I can't really comment on like the shade range. Probably should have done that. But as a whole, I think because L'Oreal are a very inclusive and diverse brand, I can't see them not having a good shade range. I think they probably do. The mascara, at the moment, it's winning for me. I am kind of intrigued to see whether the primer is actually helping or whether it is just the formula of the actual mascara I like. But so far, so good. I think my lashes look really nice today, and I like the packaging as well. It's really bougie, it looks funky. I really like that. And lastly, the lipstick. Like I said, the packaging, really sophisticated and nice. I like that. does have like a mattified texture to it. I did get some foundation earlier on this. When I was testing out the foundations in store, I did get like a foundation-y fingerprint, but it wiped off quite easily, you know, with some mattified packaging. Sometimes the products don't rub off very well. This one seemed to clean up okay, so liking that. The actual formula, like I said, creamy, hydrating, but is mattified, so I like that. And the tone, the shade, beautiful. So yeah, so far so good. I'm really enjoying the products I selected from L'Oreal today. I'm actually really intrigued to test out some more. Boots at the moment, when I was in there today, they did have a special offer where if you bought £20 worth, you got £5 off, which I think is a great deal. That's what I did. So yeah, I think next time I have my makeup budget in my hand, I'm definitely going to be testing out some more L'Oreal products. I'm really intrigued to see what their blushes and bronzers are like. Obviously I've just gone for the essentials that I kind of needed at the moment. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all in the next one. And I think I'm losing my voice, I've been talking for so long. So yeah, take care.